I'm not sure how you found this, but I just want to tell you it's okay to be sad sometimes because the world is actually a sad place. It's almost impossible to be sad all of the time, no matter how much you try. You know, people always complain about how they're not happy, but do they ever complain about how they're not sad anymore? If the world was really as sad as we sometimes see it, wouldn't that justify being sad all of the time instead of just sometimes? Think for a moment about how much in this universe comes from nothing. An entire human being can sprout out of a clump of cells and become cognizant enough to know how terrible things truly are. On the one hand, that can be distressing, as though we were never meant to know as much as we do. On the other hand, it can be enlightening, since it shows just how deeply the internal elements of the universe can reflect back on themselves and really truly realize this. Somehow, a dumb little person somewhere in a sea of other little people can look out and reflect on their insignificance. This little person, who came into the world as nothing and will one day die as nothing, for a moment was granted all of the authorities and privileges of a thinking, reasoning being. And yet, with the knowledge that none of this matters, and the obviousness that almost everything we learn will be forgotten, why can't we forget to be sad? There are things that we become sad about that we are not even conscious of. No matter who you are or how old you are, rattling around deep inside of you is that same little boy or girl that you once were. The one that was afraid of monsters under the bed and pitch black darkness. And then you grew up, and nothing really changed. Perhaps under all those years, learning, growth, and development, there is that same little sad, scared boy or girl who doesn't know what this world is, or why so many terrible things happen. Because a child doesn't know that. We all came into the world as a blank slate, only to learn of all the terrible misfortunes and tragedies that will eventually befall all of us. And unfortunately for that little child inside of us, we just can't let that go, because the child inside of us would effectively die. Maybe we should feel blessed to experience sadness, because at least we can feel something. There is probably no greater hell than being happy all the time, because being eternally happy in this predicament we call life is simply disingenuous. Isn't it strange, then, that as soon as you feel happy about being sad, the sadness goes away? We are chasing a ghost of a dream, something that doesn't exist. You can't define sadness. You can't put it in a bottle. You can only leave an imprint of it on a note or a set of musical notes. Next time you get sad, just think to yourself, oh look, there's sadness again. That old friend who's been here since the beginning and will never leave my side. You can't scrub me off or push me away. All you can really do is acknowledge my presence and love and nurture me, whether I choose to be here once in a while or stay here with you forever. Because I was there with you when you came screaming and crying into the world, and I will also be the only one there to comfort you at the end. And what the hell is with this foot massage? Get it together, Ronald. I'm going to build a ball pit in my home so that I can play alone with my own personal ball pit. You're fired, Ronald. You're fucking fired.